Today I'd like to read for you Walt Disney's 3 favorite tales. It includes The Brementown Musicians, The Little Red Hen, The Princess on the Pea. The Brementown Musicians. There was once a poor shoemaker named Goofy who did not like making shoes. In fact, he hated it. The only thing he liked to do was play his tuba. At last, Goofy decided to give up his job. "I will be a tuba player," he said. "I will go to Brementown and make music for the king." On his way to Brementown, Goofy met Farmer Donald planting seeds in a field. "Work, work, work," complained Donald. "I hate working in the fields." "Why don't you come with me?" asked Goofy. "I'm going to Brementown to play my tuba for the king." "I would like to," said Donald, "but I can't play a tuba." "You can sing, can't you?" asked Goofy. "Of course," said Donald. "Just listen to this. Quack, 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 quack." "That sounds good to me," said Goofy. "Come along." After a long time, they came to a broken cart full of pots and pans. Beside it sat Peddler Mickey, grumbling. "I hate this cart. It's always breaking down." "Forget your cart," said Goofy. "Come with us." "Yes," said Donald. "We are going to Brementown to make music for the king." "That's a good idea," cried Mickey. "Some of my pots would make wonderful drums. I can play them for the king." "Then come along," said Goofy. The musicians walked and walked until dark. They were feeling tired and hungry. "I see a light up ahead," said Mickey. "Let's see if it comes from a house. Maybe we can get some food there." Soon Donald cried, "It is a house, and the light is coming from this window," said Goofy. Goofy was tall. He could see right into the window. He could see 3 mean-looking men. Piles of gold were lying all around them, and they were eating a wonderful meal. Goofy turned to his friends and whispered, "There are 3 men in there. They look like robbers to me, but they have a lot of food." "Oh, how I would love some of that food," said Donald. "I know what we can do," whispered Mickey, and he told them his plan. Donald climbed on top of Goofy. Mickey climbed on top of Donald. Mickey cried, "1, 2, 3!" The 3 musicians began to sing and play as loudly as they could. Bang, bang! Quack, 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 quack! Oompa, oompa! And they tumbled through the window. Crash! The robbers were so scared that they ran right out of the house. They ran down the road as fast as they could go. The musicians wasted no time. They sat down and finished the robbers' meal. Donald kept looking at all the gold. "We are rich," he cried. "Now we can go to Brementown in style." And that's just what they did. The Little Red Hen. One day the Little Red Hen was raking the yard, and she found a few grains of wheat. "Who will help me plant this wheat?" she asked. "Not I," said Huey. He was too busy climbing a tree. "Not I," said Dewey. He was too busy playing with his wagon. "Not I," said Louie. He was too busy lying in the sun. "Then I'll do it myself," said the Little Red Hen, and she did. Soon the wheat had grown tall. It was ready to be cut. "Who will help me cut the wheat?" the Little Red Hen asked. "Not I," said Huey, and he rode off on his hobby horse. "Not I," said Dewey, and he waved from the top of a tree. "Not I," said Louie, and he yawned. "Then I'll do it myself," said the Little Red Hen, and she did. Now the wheat was ready to be ground into flour. Again, the Little Red Hen went to Huey, Dewey, and Louie. She asked, "Who will help me carry the wheat to the mill to be ground?" "Not I," said Huey. "Not I," said Dewey. "Not I," said Louie. "Then I'll do it myself," said the Little Red Hen, and she did. When the Little Red Hen came back from the mill, she asked, "Who will help me bake this flour into bread?" Huey was busy taking a nap. "Not I," he said, half asleep. Dewey was busy playing with the pump. "Not I," he said. Louie was busy playing with a toy cart. "Not I," he said. "Then I'll do it myself," said the little red hen. And she did. When the bread came out of the oven, it smelled so good. "Who will help me eat this bread?" asked the little red hen. "I will, I will, I will," cried Huey, Dewey, and Louie. "Oh, no, you won't," said the little red hen. "I planted the grain and cut it. I carried it to the mill. And I baked it too. Not one of you would help me do the work. I did it all myself, and now I'll eat the bread myself." And she did. The Princess on the Pea. Once there was a prince named Mickey. Since he was a prince, he wanted to marry a princess. But she must be a real princess, he said. He spent many years searching for a real princess, but he was never able to find one he liked. So he came home to his parents' castle. One night a terrible storm was raging. Rain poured down and lightning flashed. Suddenly there was a knock at the castle door. Mickey's father went to open it. There stood a stranger, dripping wet. "May I come in?" asked the stranger. "Of course," said the good king. "My name is Princess Minnie," the stranger said. "I was out riding and got caught in the storm." Prince Mickey heard the words princess, and he came in to see who was there. Minnie smiled at the prince. "How handsome he is," she thought. Mickey smiled back at her. "How pretty she is," he thought. "Did you say your name is Princess Minnie?" asked Mickey. "Yes," said Minnie. "Are you a real princess?" Mickey asked. "Of course," said Minnie, nodding her head and spraying the king with water. "I hope she is a real princess," thought Mickey. Meanwhile, Mickey's mother, the queen, was listening at the door. "That wet dish rag doesn't look like a princess to me," she said, "but we'll soon find out." The queen went to make up a bed for the princess. First, she put a tiny pea under a thick mattress. Then she put 4 more mattresses on top of the first one. She kept adding more and more mattresses to the bed. "Good," said the queen at last. "Now the pea is under 20 mattresses. Only a real princess will be able to fill it." Later that night, Princess Minnie climbed on top of the 20 mattresses. She was very tired after riding so far in the storm. But somehow the bed did not feel comfortable. Minnie turned on her right side, but she could not fall asleep. Then she turned on her left side. She still could not fall asleep. "Maybe flat on my back will be better," she thought. But still, Minnie stayed wide awake. The next morning, Minnie ate breakfast with the king and queen and the prince. "Did you sleep well?" asked Mickey. "No," said Minnie, "I did not sleep a wink. I was lying on something hard and it kept me awake all night. I'm quite black and blue all over." "Then you must be a real princess," cried the queen. "Only a real princess could have felt that pea." Prince Mickey had found his real princess at last, so he asked Princess Minnie to be his wife. Of course she said yes. They had a real royal wedding and lived happily ever after.